Hi Virgos, this is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to part 2. I realized in part 1 I forgot to give you your initials. So I'm going to create a part 2 for you guys. So we're going to do some initials that may be a sign of the person that you may be thinking of. And as a bonus, because it was my error, I'm going to throw in some charms. Okay, so let's see what we have. I'm very sorry I forgot the initials. I know that you guys love those. So let's do the initials first. Spirit, you asked for a sign. You asked for a sign. Is this the sign? First initials, last initials. Who am I thinking of? What is it that you have for me? Am I going to, I always call this like bingo. Am I going to pull your person's initials, or you're going to be able to spell your person's name? Let's see what we have. I had the letter P. Check out part 1. I'll put the link at the end of this video so you can get to it very easily. I have an L. I have a Y. I have an M. I have a T, D, N. I have a W. I have an X. I have another M. I have an N, an F, another N, popular, Z. Let's get a couple more, a U and a R. So some of you, we may be able to spell your person, first initials, last initials. Again, I apologize. I forgot that step in the last reading, but you know what? Let's get some charms since we're here. And let's see if we can get some additional signs for you. What does Spirit want you to know? Signs to look for that are coming into your life or will cross your path, just to answer something that you have been really wanting to know. So let's get a scoop. I've got a beautiful bowl here, and I'm just gonna grab a scoop and see if they've got a handful of initials, initials, numbers, anything else. Let's see. Okay, the number 8. Look for the number 8. I have a number 9. Okay, so I have the number 8, number 9. You could see August, September being important. I have a 4-leaf clover. I'm definitely going to grab that. I feel like I'm going to see 4-leaf clovers. I feel that's something that I keep seeing. I keep seeing images of them. I keep catching them. I keep finding them. Something could be going on with that. Okay. I have a globe. Okay, so they're not saying necessarily globe as much as around the world. It was almost a feeling of, it could be conversations about travel. It could be, I don't normally talk about travel with people, but all of a sudden everybody's talking about traveling somewhere. They're traveling across the globe, like they're far distances. Like I'm going from New York to Australia. I'm going, from Florida to Singapore, like they're really far distances. And normally I don't have those conversations. So look for conversations about travel, okay, that maybe aren't in your normal wheelhouse. I have acorns. They could be real acorns. They could be I'm raking my yard, and I've got to rake up all the acorns from that have fallen. But it felt for some reason more like a part of a display or part of, when you have like those plastic florals, and I have like fall leaves with acorns attached to them. Maybe it's part of our supplies. Maybe we make wreaths. Maybe we have them in our craft room, but they do feel plastic to me. I know that sounds weird. I have plastic acorns. Whoever, if you see plastic acorns, that is your sign. But that's how it's coming into me. I have a crown. Okay. I'm going to say just images of kings. I know that sounds weird, but I'm going to say it's almost like a history of kings. Seeing movies pop up that are about a king, seeing watching the Downtown Abbey series, you know, I just feel like it's a lot of king and queen energy, but more in the movies, TV shows, in pictures, images. Like I just start seeing crowns everywhere. Like, who are these people that wear crowns, right? So that it could be, you know, you're seeing the royal family. Like you don't normally take notice of the royal family, and all of a sudden you see them everywhere, and you happen to see, you know, Catherine with a crown on you know, you just see images over and over again of people that you don't normally see, but they're all wearing a crown. So keep your eyes open for that. I do have a butterfly. I'm asking spirit what color, and they're saying yellow. Okay, so look for yellow butterflies. I have, is this a swan? I think these are swans. Look for 2 swans. Actually, I take that back. Look for a swan. It looks like a big swan and a little swan. I want you to look for a baby swan. Okay, I want you to look for the mother. It could be the mother and the father, but it feels like the mother and baby swans. And I know we don't see baby swans very often, so that would be a great sign. Like, I don't remember the last time I saw baby swans. So if you see them or you catch them, that could be a message from spirit that what you're asking for is very close, or that you're on the right path, or that is definitely a sign that you're seeing, you know, that's something very specific. So Spirit is letting you know, keep your eyes open for that. I have that says love, but it feels like a necklace. It feels like it's a chain, and it just says love. Okay, it could be a heart that says love on it, but it feels like it's a written word. They're also saying to me, and this is specific, it's a written word, but it came into me as Lisa. So somebody whose name is Lisa, or you see somebody with a necklace on that says Lisa, and it's a written name. It's like a gold chain, and it just kind of is written across. So that could be just jump out at you one day and go, is that a gold chain with your name on it? And it could be a sign that Spirit's sending you. I have this is coming into me. I'm going to put this as the apple and in this little house. And it came into me as a little red schoolhouse. And it could be a historical, like antique, you know, like a historical home or antique schoolhouse in a community that has signage that says, you know, built in 1776 or 1640 or something like that. But it feels like the little red schoolhouse. They're also sharing with me that it could be the name of a diner, dinner, breakfast. It's almost like it's a catchy little name. It could even be a little store. It could be like a little gift shop, something like that. But you may drive by it and say, is that the Little Red Schoolhouse? Does that say Little Red Schoolhouse on it? So that's how it's coming into me. I feel like it's actually a physical body, physical building, I should say. So it's not necessarily like a picture in a book. I feel like it's something that you drive by and you just out of the corner of your eye realize, and they're showing me a little bell. I mean, this picture doesn't have it has a peak, and it has like a little, I got to draw that for you. It looks like this. It looks like, it's a really bad drawing. Okay. So it's got like a little peak and inside the little peak is a bell. Okay. And, I don't think they ring the bell anymore, but I think it's just for decoration. But it's a little building with a little peak. It's really cute. It could be it could be a daycare or preschool also, is how I feel. And it has a little bell, but the bell could be just decorative. That's really cute. I would love to know if that's in somebody's life. I mean, I think if I had more time, I could draw the building for you, but as I could physically see it. Let's see. What does this say? All right. This is a hedgehog. A hedgehog. What do I know about hedgehogs? Nothing. Okay, they're using the word mound with me, a mound, and all I can think of is golfing and mounds on the golf course, and somebody saying, yeah, those are moles or hedgehog mounds, and maybe I never noticed them before, and now I see them everywhere. They're somewhere that I didn't ever notice. Maybe they're in a park, or there's somewhere where I used to go, and you're like, what are all those sand mounds over there? And somebody says, oh, those are moles or hedgehogs or some kind of furry little animal that lives underground. But it's more of a connection to nature that you haven't ever seen before, but you maybe passed by it all the time, but you never noticed it. So that is cool. I really like the little red schoolhouse. I think that's awesome. I want to thank Spirit for these messages. I want to thank you for joining me in part 2. And I apologize for not giving you your initials in part 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like, subscribe, notification. I'll put my email and my website below, Kathy Mamolen, psychicmedium.com. And we'll see you again in another reading real soon.